Child Care Partnerships. I do want to let everybody know that this is being recorded. We are going to use this as part of our training series. So you will be able to look at this video again. This is a new process for us as far as lesson planning with COR. We are looking to change over from doing the paper lesson plans to doing lesson plans in COR. So I do hope that you enjoy this way better. We're going to learn about it today together. So before we get into it, let's do a little icebreaker. We've been stuck in the house in quarantine for what, 3.5 months? So if you could travel anywhere in the world right now, where would you go? I've already missed out on a Vegas trip, and I'm very sad about that, but it's okay. I'm safe. I'm here. I'm healthy. It's okay. However, if you could travel anywhere in the world right now, where would you go? I chose the picture here. This is the Bahamas. I want to go to the Bahamas so bad. And it just looks so nice. The water looks so fresh. And I wish I could get away. Oh, Greece. That's a good one. Bangladesh, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Hawaii. Hawaii is a good one too. Yes, that's a good one. Aruba, Nigeria, okay, Paris, Egypt, Vegas or Africa. Yes, Lisa, Vegas or Africa. I want to go to Vegas so bad. Africa, India, Indian Ocean. Okay, these are nice. Man, hopefully we will be able to get away soon. Dubai, Lebanon. This is really nice. Okay. So let's get into it. So on our agenda today, we're going to look at intentional lesson planning and why it's important. We're also going to look through the lesson plan feature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce the lesson plan feature to you, and then we're going to do a live demonstration. During the live demonstration, we're going to be modifying the daily routine so it will mirror the daily routine that we have in our centers. Then we're going to create a lesson, and we're going to integrate core items along with the KDIs, the key developmental indicators. And then I'm going to show you how to share and print your lessons. All right, so before we go into what is intentional lesson planning, I have a poll for you. And I'll give you a few minutes to answer the poll. And here we go. The poll question is, with lesson planning, how do you plan your classroom lessons? And I'll give you a few minutes to answer. I will do about 10 more seconds. Okay. So it looks like I create activities based on the child's interest. Got 77%. I create activities that I think the children will enjoy, receive 40%. And I create activities based on activities found on Pinterest with 11%. So actually the answer is the middle question, is the middle answer. I create activities based on the child's interest. It is nice to find activities on Pinterest. They have some great activities, very cute, very educational. However, how do you know that the children will enjoy them? How do you know that the child will be interested in the activity? And then also, if you create activities that you think the children will enjoy, again, how do you know that that will be based off of their interest? Okay. Okay, so with intentional lesson planning should be based on the child's interests. When lesson planning, it is important to plan around the child's interests. You can find out about the child's interests through observations throughout the day. So you can also revisit anecdotal notes that you have taken to find activities that the children are interested in. A great way to plan lessons is to observe during critical parts of the day. So do you know the critical parts of the day? They are choice time, music with music and movement, materials. So all different types of critical parts of the day where you know the children will be working. I'm sorry, I did not mean to do that. Where the children will be working with materials. So let's say, for example, you're in choice time and you're in the block area with the children. While doing your observation, you find that the children are playing with mirrors. So they're looking into the mirrors and they're pointing to themselves and they're also pointing to their body parts. This can lead to creating a lesson plan based on body parts. You can use the materials that the children were using during their play, and then you can begin incorporating language that will help them learn about their body parts. So also incorporating language into these lessons are very important. So intentional lesson planning helps with increasing children's COR scores. So as teachers, we should be constantly thinking about how we can increase the developmental level of the children. We must pay attention to core items and scoring categories. Look at where you want to see children developmentally and base your activities around that core item and core KDI category. Also, if you feel the children need more time to grasp the lesson, it is okay to repeat lessons. So I want you all to understand that even though you have a lesson and if the children do not grasp the concept, it's okay to repeat a lesson, especially if they're enjoying it. Okay. So lesson plans should be focused on curriculum content. So the curriculum content is based on core items and infant toddler KDIs. Through your observation, you will plan a lesson based on the children's interests. While planning, consider what you want the children to learn as a result of the activity that you plan for that time of the day on the daily routine. Make sure you plan your activity based on the child's interests and also choose materials that best support the activity based on what you observe the children doing. To increase the scores of the children based on the core items and activity, you may need to add specific materials to the activity in certain areas of the classroom. So in order to gain a certain score in core, you might need to add different materials that the child can play with in the areas. And you also want to make sure that you're giving them that language also. So if you're including like a plastic baseball bat, you want to make sure that you are naming that item. If you're adding different type of balls, different type of texture balls, you want to make sure you name those activities. You want to make sure you name that to give the children the language. And intentionally plan activities based on gaps and observations. So when taking anecdotal notes, we may never go in order. So we may never plan item A, B, and C at the same time, or D, E, and F at the same time. We skip around in our note taking. So with skipping in our note taking, you may find gaps in your data. If you happen to find gaps in your data, you want to consider how you can best support learning for the core items you may have missed. So you want to find items you are missing, and then you might even want to make an intentional plan around that activity. All right, so we're going to go into lesson planning on COR Advantage, but before we do, we're going to do a live demonstration. Before we do, we're going to look at a poll. And I just want to see how often you all lesson plan. And I'll give you a minute to answer that. Oh, okay. So listen, I made a mistake. Okay, on the poll, it should say daily or once a week. It should not say daily, once a day. That's the same thing. So the last question should be once a week. I'm sorry, that was a typo on mine. And if you do once a week, because I know it's a typo, feel free to put that in your chat box as well. Okay, I do see some responses where I see some once a weeks here. Okay. Okay, so this is good for now. We were a little late. Okay, so I see 78% said they do it daily. I know, of course, it's a typo, but once a week is 25%. So we require lesson planning once a week because we do understand that you do not have a lot of time to plan. The high scope way, based off child's interest, lesson planning should be daily. However, like I just said, we know that you don't have a lot of time, so we only require you to lesson plan once a week. All right, so I'm going to share a different screen with you all. Let's see if I can find it now. Give me a moment. Give me 1 second so I can find that screen. Okay. All right, sound off in the chat. Can you all see my screen where it says COR Advantage? There's a pretty little girl on the screen, and it says COR Advantage and log into your account. Do you see that? Awesome sauce. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm going to log in. So I'm going to log in as I am a teacher. So let's say I am a teacher at Early Learning Prep, and I'm in the young toddler classroom. So here's my screen. All right, so let's go to lesson planner here. Just watch my mouse, everybody. So here's the lesson planner here. All right, so it says here week of June 22nd, 2020. So with this lesson plan, here are all the sections. So what I did was I customized each section here to mirror the lesson plan that we use in the classroom right now. So on the lesson plan we have in the classroom right now, we have arrival, greeting time, literacy, group time with music and movement, choice time, group time with materials, group time with music and movement, outdoor time, component activities, and the individualized plan. So what you can do is if you wanted to make it look like your daily routine, you click this pencil here. And here you can edit all of your sections. So if you need to move something, you can move one of the parts of the day. If you need to add a part of the day, you click this green plus sign, and then you can add your section. I won't be adding a section, so I'm just going to cancel out. So here are all of, if you look at the Monday column, Monday 6/22, I have put in all of the lessons for that day. So everything that's going to happen for that day. So I'm going to go into arrival greeting time, and this is what I put for there. I put the name of the book that we're going to be reading during arrival and greeting literacy time, and then I put a description. So all I did was I put greet children and welcome them into the classroom, read chicka chicka boom boom to children during literacy time. So I did that. And then also I put my steps down. So I put that out, we're going to greet the children and welcome them into the classroom. And then we're going to read chicka chicka boom boom during literacy time. Then there's the option for supplies, which I put the chicka chicka boom boom book. And then I put my tags here. So the tags are very important when you are lesson planning. So it's just like our lesson plan that we have in the book, where you have to write out your core items and you have to write out your KDIs. With this, the system will show you how to tag them, and you can put them in your plan. Now, the plans that I put are a little more detailed, just so you can see. I wanted to give you a good example of what it would look like completely filled in. But if you don't have enough time to write out all the steps, you don't have to. You can just put what the activity is. So I'm going to let's look at the group time with materials activity. So this is a dump and fill activity. So the description: provide children with various containers and dump truck type vehicles to do so. They will help clean up, but probably as soon as everything goes in a box, it will all be dumped out again. You know how kids like to make a mess, right? So they want to dump all the items into the containers, and they're going to dump them right back out, right? They're going to fill up the containers, dump them right back out. When children are filling up the containers, use language to explain what items children are putting in the containers. So then I just put the steps that I have here: gather materials, start piling up manipulatives in trucks and containers, and then children will dump out the items, and then you can just repeat step one. Here are my supplies here. So I put the manipulatives and how many, the containers and how many, and if I have trucks in my classroom, I put how many there as well. I click the pencil and I can edit my lesson. So I just want to make sure you all see that. It's a pencil in this corner. You click it and then you can edit your lesson. So just say you have, I did this for 4 children. So if you have 4 kids in your classroom, so just say you have 8 and you have 8 trucks in your classroom, you want to add 8. So then you just add however many more supplies that you would need for your activity. So if you have 8 containers, put that. If you can add as many manipulatives as you want. Just know that you have to clean them up and put them back at the end of the lesson. And then you can save that, and then it'll be saved under your lesson. So we're gonna do okay. So there's another thing I want to show you all. So let's do Tuesday. Let's look at Tuesday, and we'll do choice time. So choice time, I just put that you will observe children as they play. If you want to repeat that for Tuesday, you click the plus sign here, and then you can go to search lessons. So every single lesson that I have put on Monday, it is on the lesson lookup. It creates a resource library for you for your activities. So all you have to do is press lesson lookup, and all the activities that you put under the lesson plan will be here. So if you need to revisit a lesson plan, everything will be here, and you do not have to retype all of that information. So again, under the, observe children as they play, if you don't want to put everything else in again, you just press add to plan. And there it will be under your lesson plan. Group time with materials, if the children enjoyed that lesson, you can go and you can repeat that. Sorry. You can repeat that. Or if they liked any of these other activities here. So if they like the megaphone activity that we use under music and movement, everything is already here under the lesson. You will not have to edit it unless you want to. But you can just keep the same information, and then you can add it to your plan. So we are going to do an activity. So we're going to do an outdoor activity here. So we're going to press the plus button, and then we're going to create a lesson. So let's create the lesson. And the activity that we're going to be doing is a treasure hunt. So the treasure hunt activity is something that can be done indoors or outdoors. And then we're going to do a description of the treasure hunt. So we're going to gather. We're going to gather some of the classroom materials that the children enjoy. And we're going to hide them outside. Okay, so what we're going to do is the first step to this lesson would be to have someone go outside and check the area to make sure it's safe. So check outdoor okay. Once we do that, let's add another step. So our next step would be to gather toys and hide them. Okay. For step 3, we'll take the children outside. We're going to take the children outside and explain the treasure hunt to them. All right, for step 4, we're going to engage. We're going to engage with the children as they hunt for the classroom items. All right. Then for step 5, after the activity, you want to make sure you gather the toys and put them aside to be cleaned and sanitized later. Okay, so we're done with our steps. So with the supplies, you just want to make sure that you put manipulative. And then you also, and see, I put manipulatives before under supplies. So as soon as you start typing, it might pop up. And then also, I'm going to put classroom materials. Okay. So manipulatives, let's just say I take out 5. So I might take out 5 manipulatives. Classroom materials, I might take out 4. So let's go into the tags. So we're going to put add tags here. So under the tags, we have our school tags, which is COR Advantage and infant toddler KDIs. So our COR Advantage tags, what we don't want to do, and I want to make sure that you see this, when you start lesson planning, you do not want to click this checkbox here. If you click this checkbox here, you're going to tag every single core item. So you're going to tag 36 core items. That is a headache. You don't want to do that. So you want to make sure you don't have that checked, but you want to click on COR Advantage. From there, it's going to show you all the different domains that we have. So it's going to show approaches to learning, social emotional development, physical development and health, language literacy and communication, mathematics, creative arts, science and technology, social studies, and English language learning. So for the treasure hunt, let's look at physical development and health. This could be their gross motor skills. We also can be using their fine motor skills. And then we're going to press done. So, and this is an example. So if you, whatever you want to choose for your, whatever goes with your lesson, that's what you want to tag. So then also, now these are the core tags. So if you click again, click the green X again, you can look at your infant toddler KDIs. Again, do not click all because you're going to click all 42. You want to click the infantile or KDIs, and then here are all those domains: the approaches to learning, social emotional development, physical development and health, communication, language, and literacy, cognitive development, and creative arts. So we will do physical development and health, moving parts of the body, moving with objects, moving the whole body. And then you can press done. And then at the bottom, everything will be tagged. So you have everything in the system here that you can tag on your lesson plan. And then you can save it, and it'll be on your lesson plan for that day. And it'll also be a part of your resource library that you are creating, full of activities that you can reuse in your classroom. So let's look at the individualized plan. So we know that we have individualized plans for each child based on the IOP. On the IOP, there is a line at the top that will let you assign the child a number, because we don't put the child's name on the individualized plan, but we put them on according to number. So with this lesson plan, what I did was I put the name is the individualized plan. The description is individualized plan for children based off the IOP. And then what I did was, under the steps, every number that the child is assigned to on the IOP, I just assigned them a step. So if you know that your child, Maurice, is listed as number 1 on your IOP, you just add him as number 1 on here, and then you could just, whatever you put for your individualization for him, grasping a pencil, that would be his. And then for this, so you don't have to repeat it every week, all you can do is press that X, go to search lesson, click on individualized plan, and then you can add that to your plan. And you can add that to your plan across the week. So you do not have to keep typing that in. And also, since you work on the individualized learning plan for 13 weeks, you can just copy and paste this until the child is, until they are grasping the plan that you have for them. Okay, so now I want to show you how to share your lessons with other people. So if you see this, it's a little airplane, it's a paper airplane here. You click that, and then it'll say share. And then it has 4 different options for you. It has a weekly summary, it has a daily summary, it has daily lessons, and it has the weekly supply list. So today we're just going to focus on the daily summary and the daily lessons. So for the daily lesson, I'm just going to click on that. And the lesson that I have complete is Monday. So I'm going to uncheck all these boxes, because once you click on the daily lesson box, all of the boxes are going to show up checked. And if you do not want to share the entire week, you just want to share a certain day, then you will unclick the boxes and then just click on the box that you want to share. So as I'm sharing my Monday lesson, I'm pressing share, and then there's a plus sign here. And then here, you want to click from the directory, or you want to type an email address. So say I have a teacher friend at Al Wiley. She's also in the young toddler classroom. And she's asking me, hey, VeAndrea, I'm stumped on ideas. I need some help with an outdoor activity for my young toddlers. I know you're in a young toddler classroom too. So, can you help me out with a lesson? Sure. Let me share my lesson plan with you. You can type in their email address here. Let me spell my own last name. Okay, here we go. Okay. And then I can just press send. And then it's going to send the lesson plan to that teacher. Now, I know a lot of us are not doing this, but I still want to show the option. Say you want to send your lesson to a parent. If you have the parents' email addresses in COR Advantage, you will again click the plus, and then you pick your children. So your children here, If you want to send it to all the children, you would click Classroom, and then it'll select all. So it'll send it to yourself, but then it'll also send it to the parents of the children in your classroom. If you only want to send it to Bryson's mom, then you click it for Bryson's mom. If you want to send it to Kareem's dad, then you would click it. You would click both of their names, and then press done, and then it'll send it to them. And I think these are really cool features, because you can share the lessons with the parents. You are already sharing the developmental results with the parents during your parent-teacher conferences and your home visits, but to share lessons with them, I think it is a nice touch. So let's look at printing. So if we want to print out the daily summary and the daily lessons, you would have to click here. So I'm going to do both. And I'm going to do, so the daily summary is, it'll summarize the activity. So again, I'm going to do Monday. And I'm going to show you the difference between the daily summary and the daily lesson, because they are a little different. If you want to print them, then you just make sure you press print, and then of course you would print out the lesson. Same thing with the lesson plan, because we know that you can't have your laptop open all the time. So if we are doing the lesson planning on COR, you would print out your lesson, and then you would have it available so that your child development specialist, your provider, your director, or your parents can see it, because you want to make sure that it is visible and they are able to see it. So I'm going to move from this screen right now, and I'm going to show you, we're going to go back to the PowerPoint. And I want to show you the difference between the daily lesson versus the daily summary. So the daily lesson is everything that you put into the lesson, as far as the steps, the tags, and the supplies that you're using. And it gives you the description of what you are doing at that time. The daily summary is where you just have the time of the day, the activity, and just a summary of the activity. So the summary does not include the steps, it does not include the tags, and it does not include the supplies. So when you go to print out your lesson, you want to make sure that you print out the daily lesson and not the daily summary, because we want them to know, what the supplies are, if you do decide to put them in there. Remember, I know we don't have a lot of planning time, so you might not be able to be this detailed, and that's okay. But I just wanted to show you that option if you do want to be as detailed as this. Okay, so I was not looking at the questions at that time because I was doing the presentation. So I saw a couple of questions. I see the same question. Will we still be using the lesson plan book also? We are really looking to get away from paper if we can. This is a great way that you can share your lesson plan with your provider and also your parents, and then the child development specialist will be able to review it and help you as well through distance meetings, because we will not be seeing you as often as we were due to COVID-19 restrictions. So I was going to see who else. Okay, Siobhan says she didn't see the airplane. Siobhan, did you eventually see the airplane? Because I can go back. I actually prefer this way versus the book. Like I said, you can incorporate so much more. And I'll go back, Siobhan. You can incorporate so much more. And then also you can share with your friends. So you can share with other teachers in CCP. We have the same type of schedule. We have the same We have early childhood classrooms. So we always talk in our meetings. You all have gotten to know each other. You do a lot of networking. So this is a good way for you to share your activities. And it's easy because you have created a library of, I'll go back. You have created a library of activities that you can do and you can share. So I'm going to go back and I'll show, let's see. Let me go back. That's not it. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, so do you see where I'm circling? It's to my right. It's the paper airplane right here. It's right next to the printer. Do you see it, Siobhan? Does everybody see it? Okay. And I'll click on it again. Okay. It's in the blue. It's in the blue section. It's to my right. And I'm clicking on it now. It's the share. So the paper airplane is the share feature here. Yeah, that was another thing. You might have your the chat box. It might be over it. So what you might want to do is you might want to move your so you might want to move my picture. You might just want to move it over because it's there. Yeah. I had to do the same. I had to move my chat box over. It's okay. When I was practicing, the same thing happened. All right. Awesome. Okay, so I can, because this didn't take that long, did it? So how do you all like this feature? I'm just curious. Put in the chat, how do you like this lesson planning feature? And do you see yourself using it in the fall? Great, I like it. Okay, good. Awesome. So like I said, I just wanted to introduce it to you all today. We will have a definite answer. I'm pretty sure we're going to do it. I'm pretty sure we're going to use it. I like it a lot better. It's easier to keep up with. For the providers that are on the Zoom, you can go to all of your and I think I might do that for you all in July. I might just have it just for the providers in July and show you how it works for you all and how you can look at all of your classrooms and you can track the lesson plans that way. It is simple. It's really simple. It's really just clicking, inputting information. And I know it's something different. I get that. It takes a while for us to get it. I had to play with it. Like we have to play with it in order to get it. The good thing is we have enough time to play with it. So the lesson that I'm putting here, I've only done Monday and I've done part of Tuesday. So I'm gonna do this whole week and then I'm gonna send it to you all so you all can use it in your classroom. Let's see. Yeah, I know. Like technology is king right now. Technology is king. A lot of people are not using that much paper. We're looking. You can use it in the infant room, Keisha. Absolutely. You can add your activities for your infant classroom. You can add them here, and you can also you can do your tags here. So one thing that the tags won't do is the tags will not it won't give you the scores, of course, because once you type in your note, that's when your scores will pop up. But it'll just give you the item that you have. It'll show you the item that's available. And also, so this is just the first one when we start using it. So we're looking at using it in the fall, Ms. Donna. But you can start practicing with it now. I'm going to hold another practice session in July. I'll let you all know. But we're definitely going to start using it in the fall. But you can start playing with it now. Because once you put it in the system, it's going to stay there. Yeah, I think you all will like it better. You're welcome. All right, so do you all have any other questions for me? I know I said 2 hours. You're still going to get your 2 hours worth of training hours. I know this was a lot, but was it easy to understand? Did you all want me to show something else? Okay. Great. You absolutely can start putting in your plans now, Ms. Donna. So listen, you all can start putting in your lessons now. You absolutely can. If you want to start practicing, that's not a problem. COR is not closed yet. I have not closed COR, but I do ask that you do not type in anecdotal notes because because of COVID-19, we're not going to have a time 3 for COR. So I just ask that you do not type in any anecdotal notes. You can tag the core items that you want your lesson plan to be focused around, but I do just ask that you do not type an anecdotal note for children right now. I know, and it could be hard right now because you're just getting adjusted. I know Ms. Donna opens on Monday, so it's going to be something to get used to, and I just don't think that it's fair that you would have to do, anecdotal notes, active supervision, so much stuff when we're coming back. We still have to figure out how these kids are going to, wear masks around in the classrooms, and how, our new, our 3-step cleaning process. So it's going to be a lot to do when we come back, but we're going to get through it. We're here to support you every step of the way. I'm excited to get back to you all. I know you're excited to get back to your kids. Thank you for coming to my session today. I appreciate you all. If you have any more questions, I'll be on for, I'll leave this on. Okay. And let's see. Yes. So what's going to happen? You're awesome too, Tiara. Thank you. Okay. Yes. I'm going to give everybody a copy of my, my lesson plan, my PowerPoint. I'm going to give you a copy of all the PowerPoint slides, and I'll send that out today. And yes, I'll give you a printout of, how this works. Would anybody like a paper printout of the steps? Because I can type that out and send that to you all as well. Okay. Okay. I can do that. I'll absolutely do that. So I had a question about the weekly summary. So the reason why I did not go over the weekly summary was because I don't have a whole week's worth of lesson plans in here yet. I only did one day full of lessons, and then I did the lesson for the class. I'm sorry, for this session. But the weekly summary, you would click that. So I'm still sharing my screen. So the weekly summary, you would click it, and then the box will highlight, and then you will press share. And then you will share that to whoever you want to share it to. So if you want to share it to a teacher, if you want to share it to your provider, if you want to share it to the parents, again, you just click that plus button. And if you want to share it to the parents of the kids, then of course you would just click. If you want to send it to the whole class, click classroom. If you only want to send it to select few, click the select few, and then you will press done, and then you press send. I don't have a copy of what that looks like right now, but yes, I will. Okay, so for the people who were not at the beginning of the of the PowerPoint, let me address the certificate. I ask for you all to be patient, please, because I know I said 24, 48 hours. However, we have had 250 participants in these webinars. Insane. I didn't realize we were going to have such a great turnout. I'm so appreciative of you all that you're coming. So it's taking a little bit longer to get your certificates. Some people have gotten the certificates, and I want you all to know that I'm personalizing all of them. So they're not generic, they're personalized. They have your names on them. So I'm trying to make sure that I spell everybody's names right, because I feel a type of way if my name is misspelled, right? I want to make sure that I'm respecting you all, making sure I'm typing out your names right, and I just want to make sure that you get a quality certificate to go with your quality webinar. So it'll take a minute, but you definitely will get it. You definitely will get it. Everybody who is in our webinars will get one. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. I know. I'd be excited to get my certificates too. But you're getting you're getting all of your hours. So I know, like I said, I only kept you all for an hour today. You're gonna get credit for 2 hours. I didn't think this would take that long. Yes, Keisha, I know your name has to be right. I'm not gonna forget about you, Tanya. I see you. Okay, so does anybody else have any more questions? Remember to put your name and your center in the chat, so that way I have your attendance and I have your name for your certificate. Awesome. And please, so another reason why I need you all to put your name and your email in the chat, not your email, your name and your center into the chat, because some people at centers, they might just have one person register, and then it might be 3 or 4 people that is watching on the call. So I want to make sure that everybody gets certificates that is watching the webinar. Awesome. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, Del Rico has a question. Do you have to use all the sections in the daily lesson plan? So yes, the lesson plan that I put here, that I gave an example of. Oh wow. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. It mirrors the lesson plan that we have in the classrooms right now. So every single section that you see here is on the lesson plan that we use right now. And we fill up all the lesson plan on paper now. So yes, we have to fill it out here. However, as I said, you do not have to be as detailed as I was. I just want to make sure, I just wanted to give you all a good example of what can go into the section. You don't have to do all of that. So let's just say, let's do one real quick before we go. Component activities. Let's create a lesson. So for component activities, let's say we're going to do mental health, right? And then we're going to sing If You're Happy and You Know It. Okay. All right. So this is for the mental health component. So if you sing, you want to sing If You're Happy and You Know It with the children. If you don't want to add steps, if you don't have any supplies to add, if you're not going to be focusing on an anecdotal note or a KDI, that's all you have to type. And then you just press save. And then it'll be there. You don't have to be all detailed. It helps. It helps when, so with this activity here, it helps with the different type of steps, because it shows like the different supplies you will need. That will help you out, so you know what kind of supplies that you need to collect ahead of time before the activity, and then the tags that you are going to be focusing on during the activity, so you can find your anecdotal note that you're looking for, and make sure you focus on a KDI that you're hoping for. So it's up to you all, but like I said, I was just trying to show you an example. Okay. Okay, so if you all don't have any more questions, Yes, Dawson. Okay, yes. Janice Dawson said it also helps if a sub comes into your room so they know exactly what to do. Exactly. So if you print out your lesson and you have the tags, you have the supplies, and you have the description of the activity, that absolutely helps a sub in your classroom. It shows them exactly what they need to be doing at that part of the day. That was great. Thank you, Janice, for pointing that out. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Pam. That was Pam. Thanks, Pam. Okay, so if you all have any more questions, I'll be here for another 5 minutes. Other than that, I wish you all a wonderful day, and we look forward to seeing you in our outdoor play webinar on Thursday. So I did send out, I will send out a reminder email about that today. I'll send out a reminder email, but we have a good amount of participants that's going to be in that one as well. That should be a really good one because now we're trying to focus on doing a lot more outdoor activities based on, COVID-19. We want to try to do as many outdoor activities as possible. So that's going to be a really good webinar. All right. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy your day.